Hey everyone. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Everybody, let me see who's here in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me let everybody know on Twitter that I'm live too. We've been getting a lot of following on Twitter. Um, and hold up, y'all. Good morning, good morning. Discard. That's not what I want to do. Okay. Live now. Shout out to everybody, all the beautiful members in the house. Thank you so much for coming through this morning. Listen, Linda, I've been in this rabbit hole like all of us have on this case. Okay. Um, there's a couple things that I want to start with. Let me shout out all my members that are in the house. Welcome, guys. Daisy Girl, welcome, welcome. Grandma, welcome. Thank you so much for coming through. North Cal Chico, shout out to North Cal Girl. Thank you. Shout out to everybody coming in. I've got words. Army, welcome. Nebulous in the house. Marie, Zoya, Karma, Isabel, and I'm Karma. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. I see my members in the house. Cash, how are you? Tina's in the house as well. All right, let me get this other device going because it's helpful. Just know, so you guys are aware, there's a poll in the chat. Check it out. Teresa, Layla, welcome, welcome. Desiree, Stifler's mom, welcome, guys. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. We're gonna get right into it here in a minute. Okie, welcome. Hey, Gracie B, welcome. I see you. Everybody, thank you, members. Jess360, welcome. How are you, my love? Good morning, good morning. Y'all have your coffee for this one? Cash is like, I said yes, but I always lose in all these polls. You might not lose on this one, because I'm telling y'all, Queen Bella, welcome. This is quite the story. This is a great. Everybody's like, this is a crazy story. Listen, this has been developing for quite some time. And I know some of the news outlets are just now picking it up. You got some TikTokers, you got some other social media people that are picking it up. You know, honestly, shout out to Cinema Shogun, who's the GOAT. Okay. Um, he was the one that kind of called some of this out. There were some other Facebook, as well as some of the Facebook groups, by the way. Shout out to them. But Cinema Shogun really kind of did a pretty good, I think, breakdown of everything that's been happening in this story. So somebody on Facebook did this really good outline. Now, I'm not saying that this is all. Please take it for what it is. And again, we are not investigators. Please don't go harassing these people. I am not trying to get in contact with anybody in this story at this point because law enforcement is involved. And I trust that law enforcement is going to do what they need to do. It's my understanding that today Rudy's supposed to have a somewhat of a interview. Okay, that's great. Um, I guess we'll see what happens out of that. My hope is that we get some more information. You've never been flabbergasted. It's a very interesting story, okay? Very much so. But let's do a little timeline. So this Facebooker did a little timeline that I thought was very interesting. It starts with kind of giving us some details about Rudy's background. So in February 13th of 2011, Rudy's older brother passed away due to a motorcycle accident. His brother is Charles. That's what we know. August 19th, 2014, uh, Rudolph Farias III, Rudy's dad, passes away due to a self inflicted gunshot wound. He was a Houston police officer and was under investigation for ticket fraud with three other officers. That we know of, okay? Um, let me say an additional rabbit hole to this. And I don't know, I can't say this 100% for certain. Somebody send me a bunch of court docs, okay, on this situation where a blood test was ordered. Rudy, I think Janie had three children total. Rudy being the youngest, and then there was Anselmo, the oldest, and then Charlie. Anselmo and Charlie passed away. They passed away, okay? But what was so interesting is that they were going through a custody battle, and a blood test was ordered in 1996. Allegedly, Rudy was born 1997. Does that make sense? People are out there saying that Rudy's birthday is not Rudy's birthday. I'm going to pause that for a minute. Sit with that. Sit with that, okay? Court docs say that a blood test was ordered in 1996. Rudy's birthday on the missing person poster is 1997. Which would mean that the time that Rudy went missing, he wouldn't be a child. Allegedly, he went missing in 2015. He was reported to be a teen, 17. But if he was born in 1996, based on that year and the day and the month, he would have been 18. Now, allegedly, that's where I'm going to say that, because I don't have anything else to substantiate this or anything like that. That is why people are like learning this. This is why the rabbit hole is deep on this story. Okay? Yes. Thank you. And is it Catlin or Caitlin? Let me know if I said it correctly. I want to make sure. There is. Thank you for pointing that. I'm not the only one. There's other people that have pointed this little thing, which would mean that if Rudy went missing in 2015, he would have been 18 years old, not 17. I can't trust that the mom is telling me the truth. I'm just going to be honest with you. Like, I'm sympathetic to whatever is going on. I am, but she's not very honest. I mean, clearly, y'all saw the report we'll go and look at the report with the neighbors. With the listen, let's move on, okay? Let that sink in. Catlin, thank you, love. Catlin's comment was, thank you for pointing that out. Someone posted on Facebook that the doc showing he was born in 96. The other sons with the same name was born in 97. I don't know. There's a lot to this. Keels, I am a lost rabbit here. And I'm not, shout out to my mods who have been in this rabbit hole with me. It's a lot. So let's look at this little timeline. All right. So it says that allegedly his dad passed away August 19th of 2014. March 6, 2015, last seen walking his two dogs near Tidswell and Park Drive around 6 p.m. There are conflicting stories of how he disappeared. His wallet and asthma inhaler were found in the field. No confirmation from police. His aunt Bella Ninos, whom we believe is actually mom, Janie Alexis Santana, Rudy's bio mom, put out a message saying that he was rescuing a young girl from being kidnapped for sex trafficking, also not confirmed by police. That was the story that mom put out. This is the theme of this. Mom is the one putting out these stories. Mom is the one, her hands are in this pot completely. Okay? Ages 17 to 18, mixed comments on age throughout social media. EquiSearch posted he's 17. Shout out to Mr. Tim. He's the CEO, I believe, of the Texas EquiSearch, right? Houston missing and private investigator Martin Retendia posted he was 18. So we're not the only ones that are confused about the age. Was this young man 17 or 18 when he went missing? Another point of rabbit holeness at this point. October 15th, Ruby turns 18. 2017, an ex-boyfriend of Janie Santana, Lord have mercy, let me go up, posted, oh man, give me one sec, y'all. Here it is. An ex-boyfriend, in 2017, an ex-boyfriend of Janie Santana spotted, Rudy inside kitchen. This was 2017. Allegedly, there was an ex-boyfriend of Janie Santana, mom's mom, spotted Rudy inside of a kitchen. February 12th, 2017, Jerry Santana, Janie's brother, Rudy's uncle, did a press conference where he stated he had potential leads in Rudy's disappearance. April 26, 2017, Jerry Santana passed away due to a motorcycle accident. Another motorcycle accident. September 17, 2017, Hurricane Harvey hit. February 2018, Houston police said that they got a call from a family member telling them that Rudy was living behind a family member's home. Police searched but did not find him. And the September 2018, when they spotted him, this has been quoted in other news media outlets that a family member had spotted him in 2018. What happened? Follow up after that? We don't know. Okay. January 26, 2022, Janie asked a few times when is the least busiest time at the Mexico border. She wants to take a road trip to Reynoso, Mexico. People have been watching Janie's posts. February 15, 2022, Janie claims that she was robbed and carjacked by a known illegal subject who went to Mexico. May 17, 2022, Janie's 55th birthday. May 30th, 2022, Janie claims she's in Australia. There were some stock photos of, like, some stock photos. Apparently Janie traveled to Australia. Okay. June 26, 2023, Janie's BMW is stolen, then wrecked. The wreck happened 23 miles from where Rudy was found. Unsure of any correlations, they say. June 21st, 2023, Janie and Bella are both looking for auto insurance. Bella, remember, allegedly was said to be Lupes Ortiz, although it sounds like mom is running the Bellaninos account as well. All right, let's just put that out. The lady answered her own message. Okay, all right. And I'll be looking at the comments here in a minute, yo. Let me just finish reading this little timeline, okay? June 29, 2023. Rudy is found unresponsive outside of a church by a Good Samaritan, which, by the way, we don't have a name for that Samaritan. We don't know if that Samaritan called the police. I like to see a dispatch report. I like to, good job, Good Samaritan. But I'm confusional at this point, because how do we know that if this young man has been spotted before and neighbors have hung out with this young man and he's been allegedly spotted in CCTV, how do we know who is this? How do we know mom or anybody else for that matter didn't just place this young man there? We don't know. Grain is like, I've been listening for 5 minutes and I'm already overwhelmed. Get your coffee, love. Get your coffee, get your notebook. This is this is Sherry Papini 2.0. Okay, but listen. Let's keep reviewing this. So, again, June 29th, Rudy is found unresponsive outside of a church by a Good Samaritan just 8 miles from the home. He had cuts, bruises, and blood in his hair. Crews assessed Rudy, but he refused to go to the hospital. Janie also refused transportation by ambulance to the hospital. Rudy was left with family and police. So he's unresponsive. Mom has told Good Morning America, or today, excuse me, and other news media outlets that he's nonverbal. Those are two different things, right? Let's just put that out there. Two different things. If he's unresponsive, he can't decline medical help. So I'm confused by this whole thing right then and there. Listen, no worries, Team Brittany, no worries. Okay, let's keep reviewing this. So, in the hospital, June 29th, we believe he was taken to the hospital by a family member. Janie says he is nonverbal and cannot communicate. Rudy denies his name is Rudy Farias, per mom, and says he's Julio Torres and that he's 14 years old to a medical staff. Per mom. News, nobody has spoken to medical staff. Let's be very clear. We have yet to see anything to show that medical staff have been spoken with, that media sources have reached. I mean, media sources, they're not going to talk to anybody in the media. Let's be clear. But we don't know if this is legit. This continues to be mom's side of the story. Okay. Bellaninos claims that the BMW was stolen after Rudy was found, making it hard for Janie to visit Rudy in the hospital. People call her out and say that she did not know what happened a week ago, that she just now learning about the car. However, Bella knows every single thing about Janie's life. That's the two accounts are so interesting. July 5th, pending police interview. That's kind of where they're at. Somebody on Facebook made this little interesting timeline, which I thought was interesting to read. Give me one sec, guys. I have a barking dog. Give me one sec. Ooh, yeah. Okay, sorry, y'all. Sorry, y'all. Thank you so much. Shout out to everybody. So that's just a little rundown of a timeline that we did. Giving y'all a heads up about it. Let me just say this, okay? I'm really, like I said, I'm really, I hope that this young man is safe. Abby. That allegedly, this is what I heard before he went missing back in 2015. He was supposed to be, hey Deets, he was supposed to be interviewed for a pending criminal case or something like that, and then he went missing. I don't know. So they find him after 8 years. We have no law enforcement statement. Okay, allegedly it was believed because based on the story that mom told. Allegedly, we believe that he was trafficked. Yet law enforcement didn't give a statement. It was the holiday weekend. I completely get it. And now we have neighbors that are saying, "Well, he was never missing." I mean, that they had hung out with him. I don't know how do you make sense of it? I don't know. Let me play this clip, okay? And let me know your thoughts in the comments.
More twists and turns are coming in by the minute concerning that 25-year-old man found alive after he went missing 8 years ago.
And as those new details come in, there are many more questions we have about where he's been all these years. ABC 13's Brooke Taylor has been speaking with neighbors who are stunned to find out the man who they say lives on their street was ever a missing person in the first place.
Yeah, these neighbors were just completely shocked because they never even knew that Rudy Farias was missing, let alone for 8 years.
Brooke Taylor, by the way, the reporter, she has been following this story from the time that he was found, right? So I would imagine this, like, I'm just thinking, a reporter out there, and she's like, "Oh, what do you mean she's the one that interviewed the mom. We couldn't show her face. They couldn't show her face. They had cut her body to body. And let me tell you something. Miss Janie has been using all these stock photos, okay? That people have been they've been finding these stock photos, okay? She's been using somebody, and I don't know if anybody's reached out to this person, but she's a law student. The one photo that they've been using is from somebody who's a law student. So I'm like, I wonder if she knows that this woman has been using her photo. Exactly. The dogs, two dogs, they were found, but he wasn't. Good morning. I would imagine being Brooke Taylor and just being like, I'm just here to listen. I'm just here to report a story. And then all of this is like happening. Anyways, let me hit play. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
They tell me that they knew him as Dolph, short for Rudolph. They told me they see him often, they text with him, they even hang out with him.
Like, I'm confused right now. I'm like, what's going on?
These neighbors are shocked after seeing reports that missing 25-year-old Rudy Farias was found after missing for 8 long years. Court records reveal his mother lives a few houses down from them, and they tell us her son lives there and they hang out with him often.
He used to come in my garage
Some okay, boys.
and
Chill us.
chill with my cousin, my son, my daughter. She's at work right now, but that boy ain't been missing since he was no.
Both
Did y'all hear that? She said that boy has not been missing. He's been chilling. Did y'all hear that? And you know what mom did to dispute these allegations? They have him confused with my nephew. They have him, what? I want you to keep in mind this. Keep this in mind. This young man has been on billboards. That could have been somebody else's face that was missing. This young man has been on billboards. That could have been somebody else's face. The Texas Missing Teen EquiSearch could have used their resources for another person that was missing as well. If this man had been around and mom didn't even bother to tell the police, listen, or even EquiSearch, my son has been here, he's been in and out, he's been running away, those resources could have been used for somebody else. And then to even use the reason that it was human trafficking, which is a huge issue, is even further concerning. Exactly. Here's the other thing I want to put this out there, okay? When somebody goes missing, it is my understanding, now every state is a little bit different, that there are background checks that are there's a specific type of check that is done to a missing child or a missing person, right? They make sure that nothing has been opened under your name. If the case is active, if law enforcement is doing what they have to do to find information on this person, they're consistently running background checks on you, right? If I go missing, they're going to do that. They're going to make sure that nothing has been opened under my name, that there hasn't been bills or electricity or, I don't know, a Comcast thing or something. I'm just thinking, okay? Thinking out loud. Allegedly, this young man, people are saying that he's been able to do his thing, Has he had a job? That would have come up in a background check. That, pulling up a social, that would have come up there if he's been employed. So it's one thing that mom omitted. Omission is also lying, by the way. Or family omitted. Omission is also lying, by the way. But there's a failure here in terms of who was doing these background checks to make sure that this man, this young boy was actually, I'm just saying, something. It talks, baby girl. I don't even know if he was a child when he was missing. That's the other rabbit hole to this. And that's a good question, because some of the family members are coming out saying that he was never missing too, allegedly. Lord have mercy. Let me keep playing this. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments, okay?
say they've spoken to him in the last 5 months and even text. Other neighbors say they've seen him living there for years.
We were chilling, laughing, good time.
Some days he go to the park and sit in the park around the corner by himself.
Houston police say they got a call on Thursday about a man sleeping outside a church in Magnolia Park. He had something on him with a family member's identification, police say, and that's how they were able to contact his mom. Then Texas for the Missing tweeted out over the weekend that man was Rudy Farias, who had been missing since 2015 when he didn't return back from a walk with his dogs.
Billboard. That could have been somebody else's face. You guys know what the frustration is here? Can y'all imagine if I'm hoping that I'm completely 100% wrong on here. I really am. I'm hoping. Thank you, Jenna. No medical care for 8 years that we know of, right? I really hope that I'm 100% wrong in everything that I'm saying, and I can eat my words, but the story from the start was very suspect. Okay? And Cinema Shogun called it out. Thank you, love, for becoming a member. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cinema Shogun called this out. The Facebook groups was 800 people. It is now over 17.5K members into this Facebook group. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I eat it all my words. Okay. I want to eat all the words, but I'm frustrated by this story. I really am.
His mother shared pictures with ABC 13 of her son at the hospital, telling us he was found with cuts and bruises, and even cried to me over the phone, saying she believed her son had been kidnapped and hasn't seen him in years. His mother told officials at the time of his disappearance that he suffered from depression and PTSD since his brother died in a motorcycle accident in 2011, something these neighbors say he spoke about.
He said he had lost a brother in a motorcycle accident. I know when he's thinking about his brother, he wouldn't come. He really wouldn't come hang out. He'd go sit back there in the back, the woods, by himself.
Now they're trying to wrap their heads around why he or his mom would ever say he's been missing for the past 8 years.
So we need to know. This is my question. Was he collecting? Was there any SSI or anything like that that was being collected? Was somebody filing taxes, for him? Like, I don't know what the process is in the state of Texas for that, but I would assume. I know that in various states there's a case manager that deals. I remember when I had to report, like when we would have children in the custody of the state, we would have to, if they ran away, there was a protocol to that. And if they remain as runaways, there was even protocols to running background checks to make sure that nobody was opening accounts under their names, right? So I would imagine that, like, I'm just thinking, how did this fall? There's so many missing kids out there, missing young people, that don't necessarily get a lot of attention, right? And I just there's a whole billboard on this one. I'm having a hard time with this. And I truly believe, and I'm happy that this young man has been found, but I have to question it all. Thank you, Marlena says, Mama used that boy for a cash grab. Yes. So I don't know what the process is at Sox Baby Girl on that. But this is Texas that this story is out of. Was she able to claim him in taxes while he was missing? I would assume. Yeah, and who paid for the billboard? Was that also like maybe EquiSearch? I'm wondering. It's something to be outraged about. And then the fact that he's been missing for 8 years, he declines medical care, which, my understanding, he was non-responsive. So how do you decline? The pictures that were posted of him by mom shared to mom shared these hospital pictures. This new CCTV footage looks of a man with a little bit longer hair. If you look at the hospital pictures, that hair is a little bit shorter, in my opinion. In my opinion, Linda, I'm just saying. Thank you, Peekaboo. When he was supposedly missing. Follow the money. Follow the money. Let's keep watching.
And I just got off the phone with his mother just a few minutes ago, and I asked the mother about who the neighbors have been seeing, and she was insistent with me that the person they were seeing was her nephew. So she showed me a picture of her nephew. I showed that picture to the neighbors you just heard from, and they said, absolutely not. That is not the person they know as Dolph. So many questions here. I have reached out to Houston police to ask them about this because it's a holiday. They're not in right now, but we do know that they are set to speak to him tomorrow.
The audacity. Look at this. Let me play Miss Brooke Taylor. Let's say it again, Miss Brooke. Hold up. Look at what she said. Look. The audacity.
And I just got off the phone with his mother just a few minutes ago, and I asked the mother about who the neighbors have been seeing, and she was insistent with me that the person they were seeing was her nephew. So she showed me a
Mom said, "No, that's not Rudy. That's my nephew." What? The audacity. Yes, it's Hoax, baby girl. They did. Yes, Desiree. This is the audacity, though. So she tells the reporter, "No, that's my nephew they've been seeing for the last, I don't know, 8 years on and off, who's been hanging out, eating with us. We've been watching him go to the park. He talks about his brother who passed away, which Rudy has a brother that passed away. He has two. One specific one was very tragic. The audacity of the situation. I hope, like I said, I hope I can eat my words, but I do feel like somebody needs to be held responsible for this. All right.
picture of her nephew. I showed that picture to the neighbors you just heard from, and they said, absolutely not. That is not the person they know as Dolph. So many questions here. I have reached out to Houston police to ask them about this because it's a holiday. They're not in right now, but we do know that they are set to speak to him tomorrow. Of course, we are going to stay on top of this one. We're live in Northeast Houston. I'm Brooke Taylor, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Oh my goodness. Hold up. Yeah. What is everybody look at this image right here.
Well, gone and discovered 8 years later, the investigation continues into where Rudy Farias has been all this time.
KPRC2 investigator Mario Diaz has been working this case for over 24 hours now. Mario, you spoke with the chief of HPD earlier. What is he saying about this case tonight?
And now, and mind you, a lot of this was breaking over the holiday yesterday. Everybody was like trying to figure out. You got the Facebook group went from 800 to 17.9 people in there now. Okay, that Facebook group. I don't know if there was a life insurance policy to this situation. I mean, that's a good question. I'm confused. All of us are just confused by the story, but everybody's now following up. The news reporters are seeing the inconsistencies. Absolutely. Michelle, thank you so much for being a 5-month member. Says, I want to know whose ID he had and what the date on the ID was. So, right, whose ID was it when he was reported to have been found? And furthermore, this Good Samaritan, was he placed there? Like, who placed him there? Thank you, Jess360, for the $10. He says, the audacity. That should be our channel word. The audacity of the story. The audacity to tell us that that was the nephew all along. What?
Yeah, Chief Finner had a very, very guarded responses. They were not very long regarding a case that has proven to be very complex.
Well, Mario, look, that's a case that's very, very active, and don't have a whole lot to say to you.
Houston Police Department Chief Troy Finner speaking for the first time on the case of Rudy Farias, only to KPRC2 Investigates.
I just think that we need to get in and get some answers. Right now, if you don't talk to somebody, we don't have any answers. Okay?
Wow.
But, we'll get down to the bottom of it.
This is poor Chief. He's over here, looking at the fireworks, 4th of July, and like everybody else. The audacity of the situation. That's right. That needs to be our channel word. The audacity of the situation. The person that mom gave the hospital, and I'm going to talk about these hospital pictures in a minute because I went to Twitter and I wasn't trying to be funny on this shit, but I'm just trying to figure this out. And I'm going to go to that point here in a minute. But the man that they found on CCTV, believing that it's Rudy, has longer hair. The man that the pictures on the hospital looks like it's shorter hair. The audacity. The audacity of it all.
Very, very strange.
Tim Miller of EquiSearch also is attempting to get to the bottom of it, admitting he has spoken with HPD investigators routinely since Farias was discovered last Thursday outside this church in Southeast Houston. Miller says in the last 24 hours, HPD has told him the following.
They want to go visit Rudy. They want to go talk with family, and they want to put things together, but nobody has what you got.
Miller is referencing this video. We obtained it after workers at a business near where Rudy Farias was found expressed concerns.
Look at the length of that hair, yo. Look at the length of that hair. And let me remove the little banner that I have up there. Look at it's a pretty lengthy hair. This looks up a young man who, you know, longer hair, just sitting at the table. I mean,
they say the man in the video never visited their establishment before, but that he came in only hours before Farias was discovered. He was incoherent, had no money, and left after someone purchased a meal for him. A few hours later, Farias, who was unable to talk, according to his family, was found across the street.
The mystery man in that video needs to be tracked down, checked out.
Look at that.
Immediately.
You tell him.
In case that's Rudy.
Miller says if the mystery man in this video turns out to be Farias, then it may shift the investigation.
Look at that. If that is Farias, this is Rudy, it's going to shift the investigation. Why is that? Petty, you would have, I mean, I would imagine so. I just don't know. I don't know what to make of this. I am questioning everybody. Everybody. Yeah, shout out to Mr. Tim. Tim's like, listen, Linda. There's something here. This is crazy.
Eliminating an original theory that Farias was dumped at the church.
This could possibly put a whole brand new spin on this.
We show Chief Finner the video that KPRC2 investigates secured of the man that had workers concerned, a man that is now generating questions.
We just want to verify some things. I don't want to, go on your video or anybody else. I think when we get it in and have the opportunity to, review it, we'll make that determination.
Now, I also spoke.
Thank you. And see, Catlin said that's not Rudy. That man's family's contacted Grizzly Hood News. By the way, Grizzly Hood News is another Facebook page. So to correct it, but it hasn't been corrected. I guess, listen, I'm going to wait till law enforcement identifies who the person is to correct that information. Did you? Okay, I'll check it out. Thank you, love. Thank you. It could be this. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I just don't believe that the pictures that mom released about Rudy being on the hospital are the same ones as this man. Because Rudy in the hospital has you could see the length of his hair, whereas this young man has it a little bit longer. And you know what? How do we even know that the pictures that mom sent to these news people are actually of Rudy at this point? I don't know. I don't believe anything. There's a tattoo. You think so, Pussycat? Says that there's a tattoo. I didn't see a tattoo, but let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Today with the mother of Rudy Farias. I extended her the invitation to speak with KPRC2 Investigates about this case, about what she is feeling right now, about her son coming home. She declined our offer for this day, but perhaps we'll be speaking with her in the near future. In downtown Houston, Mario Diaz, KPRC2 Investigates.
Lord have mercy. Look, hold up. I mean, everybody right now is talking about this case. Shout out to Heels and Arrows, says Pantygate. All right, hold up. All right, let me get it together. Let's see. Rudy Farias. Look, everybody right now is like, this is just crazy. This is crazy.
A Houston man has been found alive 8 years after he vanished while walking his dogs. He was 17 years old at the time. As Corley Peel reports, there are so many questions around his disappearance.
Search for 17-year-old Rudy Farias is now over. 8 years after he was last seen, the now 25-year-old's family says he is found safe.
How'd this happen? Well, we believe in miracles, and this certainly was a miracle.
Tim Miller is the director for Texas EquiSearch. He is one of several people who helped search high and low for Farias.
Can't even tell you how many times we've searched and how many leads and tips came in, and then they just kind of faded away, and we've heard nothing, and now all of a sudden this.
Investigators say he disappeared in March 2015. He was last seen walking his 2 dogs. The dogs were found, but Farias was not. At the time, loved ones said he suffered from PTSD, depression, and asthma.
I'm scared because he's out there alone by himself.
Miller says they followed up on every tip.
In the very beginning, I met with a family and detectives out there by his house where he disappeared, and we found a backpack. We actually talked to somebody who had one of the catering trucks, which felt as though that they saw him and stuff. Then there was different possible sightings in different places.
Miller says he never would have imagined Farias is still alive.
I think now, there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of investigation to kind of see what happened, where it happened, how it happened.
Again, there's still a lot of questions about how he disappeared, and loved ones say Rudy Farias is still in the hospital right now. But again, we are working to find.
So this is before Brooke Taylor found out that, the neighbors, that he was never missing, that the neighbors had seen him. Okay, keep that in mind. Shout out to Kat, who was in the chat, and she Twittered me this. We're going to go to Twitter right now. We got to head over to Twitter here in a minute. But look at this. Says, and this is, again, the Grizzy Hood News is a completely, is a Facebook page. Y'all go check them out. But, and I don't know if I'm following them. I got to check them out too. But Mom, Bella Ninos, Janice, Alexis Santana, all of these personalities, because we're going to go to Facebook too, so y'all can see all these photos that this woman has been using. As she doesn't want to show her face in the news, but she's willing to take somebody else's face and use it as her own. Okay? Keep that in mind. The face that she's using, the young girl, that's a law student. I don't know if anybody knows that. She's from Texas. Lady has a TikTok. Let me see if I can pull it. Hold on. Hold up. Let me see if I can. Alexis Santana. I saw that TikTok and I was like, I know you are freaking lying to me. She takes stock photos of these women. This is not her whatsoever. She pretends to be this blonde bombshell, which is fine. I'm not saying that, I'm not talking about her looks, but I'm just saying she's taking photos of these women. Okay, so this receipt right here, before we go there, this receipt right here is, Kat just sent this to me, and Grizz Hood News, Mom went into their platform and gave a statement about how we shouldn't be believing all these people that are speaking against her because they're her family from her mother's side. Okay? Yes, we do. We need some catfish people in here. So we saw the statement there, and I had read it on one of the videos. Here, they're saying a man at the restaurant is not Rudy. So the man with the long hair, allegedly, they're saying is not Rudy. I'm waiting for, at this point, y'all, I'm waiting for law enforcement to confirm the information, even though they've been slow. I get it, 4th of July and all this other stuff, but they've been slow. Like, I want to know answers. We need some answers to this, right? Right. I hear you on. She's giving a lot of vibes. This is the TikTok. I'm just going to put this out there. Look at this. This is her page. Alexis Santana. Lexi. This is her. Okay? She puts a lot of she's putting some shout out to everybody who's a fan of Jenny Rivera. She's putting some Jenny Rivera over here. I'm like, oh, what is going on? All of these pictures. She has some family pictures here. Okay? I miss you, Mom, and my beautiful baby boy. May your souls shine. This is Charlie, I believe, and her mother. Okay? This is that profile. This is how we knew this was the same person. She's posting family photos. But this is not her. Girl, post your photo then and post a photo of the woman he cheated on you with. This is not her. This is not Janie. Janie, this is not you, girl. This is not you. Not you. The audacity. It's not you. This is not Janie. This is that lady right there, not this one. That one, she's a law student. Does she know that her photo is being blasted everywhere? Probably not. Yes. I'm saying, look, I'm going to take Angelina Jolie's photo and start using it as my picture at this point. Look at this. It is seriously very weird. I can't. Darcy, at this point I question it all. I question it all. The audacity. The audacity. That's just how it's like. I don't know what to make of this. So I'm going down here, and this is, she says that's her child. I mean, she's posting, finally, look at this. She says, finally, with my first love, cable squats. There's nothing like hard work at the end of the day. This is not her. She is not working out. I want this body, yaddy, yaddy, but I don't, listen. This is not her. Okay? When she was interviewed by the newscast, it was half of her face. The audacity, Jess 360, the audacity of the story. I can't, man. I can't. Thank you, Jess. No, it's definitely not her. It's definitely not her. All right. Just yes, you can see mom's arms. Cinema Shoga showed. Oh my god. He showed the picture of mom, okay? And you see half of, you can't see her face, but she does not have this body yaddy yaddy. Let's just be real. Look, I want this, but I don't have this body yaddy yaddy. I just had a baby bunny. I don't have this body yaddy yaddy, and I want this body yaddy yaddy. I can't. I can't. Anyways, let me stop. All right, let's we got to go to the Facebook. This is the group. Lord have mercy. When I joined it, it was 800 deep, and now it's 17.6 deep. Okay, everybody's on this. All right, all these internet sleuths are on this one right now. Okay, you've that's gonna be the channel word at this point. Let's talk about it. So here, so one of the things that Miss Janie here has been doing is that, and this is pretty bizarre. I'm gonna say allegedly, okay, because she's threatening defamation at this point. Girl, okay, it's my opinion. She is using multiple stock accounts, okay, to interact with each other. Bellaninos, what was the other name? Alexis Santana. Here you have this Amber Kamak with my GF, Janie Santana right now. She's feeling bummed because she had a red eye. LOL, I'm so taking her for dinner. Tacos and a couple of glasses. I don't think, I don't know whose photo this is. She don't look like that. She really doesn't. Okay? And that's no shade. There's nothing wrong with the way that she looks. I mean, it is what it is, but that's not her. That's not her. When you find out on TikTok and Facebook that your husband has been cheating on you, and then she's, who are these people? Is she even married? I don't know. Okay? We don't know. So Facebook, the group here has been using all of these stock photos, and they've been putting them in there so they can show you where they've been collecting these photos from. Okay? She said that there wasn't a GoFundMe. Yes, there is. I saw one there too, and it was organized by Janie Alexis. She said it wasn't going to be a GoFundMe, and there is. Medical bills for my baby boy, and her goal was 10,000. Okay, this was money related. This was definitely a money grab. Okay. Yes. No, you're on a serious one. That, yeah, Marlena, seriously, she could. That lady, the photos that she uses a lot of stock photos, and what she does is that she makes these profile interacts. Y'all remember Catfish, Neve, when he had that love interest and it turned out to be a older lady? Like, I don't know what era these people think that we're from, but we could pick this up. This is the true crime community, by golly, what the heck? Janie's post. We don't know if that's her. I mean, I don't think this looks anything like her personally. There's that picture. Remember this? There's that picture right there from TikTok. Okay? Keep that in mind. Hold up. Let me see if I can find some other ones. This is who they believe is Janie. This is Rudy's mom, allegedly. I've seen a lot of pictures of her. Right. It's giving me Uno card lady, snake oil lady at this point. Okay? It really is. This is her. Not the body yaddy yaddy lady. This is her. Okay? This is mom, allegedly. That's her. You could be a completely different personality when you're online. Okay? You really can. The freaking audacity on that one, Janie. I'm saying this I would say that this picture favors that has a little bit more of a Rudy, look to it. Okay? There is no Uno card for this one. No, there isn't. That's not the same woman. Thank you. This is all premeditated, not mental health. Not being rude. She should be. Ew. It's crazy. I don't know. And the reason why I struggle by saying Munchausen by proxy, because that requires a diagnosis, and I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I definitely get vibes, but it's not speaking. We don't have a statement directly from Rudy, Dolph. Okay, we don't. So it's one of those things where it's like we would need to hear from him before we even. And that's just me. I don't want to put that out there. I do feel like there is this attention seeking piece to it, right? She's taken this a little too far. Do we know if the Good Samaritan, when he was found, how do we know it's not her? We don't have a dispatch report to determine who called it in. That's a red flag for me. Suddenly he's been found. We need to verify his DOB, because his DOB, people are saying that he was born in 1996 and not 1997, which would mean that he was 18 at the time he went missing, not a child. Okay? And that's important. We need to determine if background checks on Rudy to ensure that no credit, he hasn't worked, no credit checks, no credit cards, no I don't know, PG&E bills have been opened under his name, whatever Texas uses, nothing. That's the biggest thing. And that should have been an ongoing thing when he was missing, because that can give you a red flag if he's returned, or B, somebody else is using his information and passing off as him. Did they file for taxes under his name? We don't know. Right? And if he's missing, I don't think that they can. But that's we need electronic evidence of life. We need a big paper trail on it. And I would assume that is something that law enforcement needs to get on about, because truly it's going to be a lot more questions than anything. And let me tell you, Mr. Cinema Shogun is saying that he is just getting warmed up. So God knows what else. This rabbit hole is deep. Okay? It's very much deep. One of the things I wanted to point out, and I brought this up on Twitter. If you guys are on Twitter, make sure you are following me there. I don't do conspiracy theories. I really try to, at least I like conspiracy theories. I have a hard time with them, especially if my channel is based on facts, and at least I pride myself in that, right? I do my best. But there is a lot of speculation here, and I think that is what makes it hard for me. That's a good point. That's a good question. So, one of the questions I asked, I said, listen, I don't do conspiracy theories. I have many questions. Rudy's DOB is listed on the missing person poster. Okay. Why is it crossed out in the hospital bracelet? So when the story came out, You see the missing, the DOB is there. October 1st, 1997. Okay. Mom points this out, and this, by the way, I believe is a deleted photo. She takes a picture of the hospital bracelet and crosses out the DOB. Now, some of you guys had said this and said, well, there's privacy reasons. Maybe the hospital told her to cross out the DOB. If the DOB is already public, why would she need to cross it out? It's public. It's public information. He's been missing, right? Why cross it out? Somebody on Facebook posted this and said, no wonder Bella Ninos, well known as Rudy's mom, the other account, deleted these pictures. The bracelet is from 2016. That would have been a year before he was reported missing. Right? I'm confused. Is Rudy even at the hospital? What is happening? If Rudy was always home, how come the police never noticed he was a missing person? I have so many questions, as do I. They're talking about privacy. I get it. But then why would you share photos of your son laying and then share it to the news network? And then they're all over the internet. And what is interesting about these photos, and there's other photos of him being in the hospital. Allegedly, there was a cancer situation on Rudy as well. I don't know the details to that. That is another rabbit hole. Y'all understand that there's rabbit holes after one, after another, after another. It's never just one. I truly hope, like, the normalcy of life for this young man. And he has yet to even given a statement or spoken because he's nonverbal, according to mom. Non-responsive, according to people. I don't know. That's the question. Like I said, this, if he was not missing, there were resources that were applied to this young man. There were billboards out there that could have been somebody else's face, right? If he was not missing. Somebody, family, could have called police and said, listen, this young man's not missing. The mama, she's doing too much, right? If that was the case, please investigate the mama. She's hiding him out. She's hiding him here. Okay. Maybe he couldn't fend for himself. At this point, I hope adult protective services are involved if he's non-responsive, because it would require that. There would need to be an investigation of that. We don't know what ailments or what's going on with this young man. Yes, my understanding. I don't know about that one, Petty. Mom reported him as being nonverbal to the news. That's what she did. And then he was able to speak and say he went on a fetal position and said his name was Julio Torres and he's 14 years old. So he's denying his identity based on what mom said. But has he been interviewed? No. Law enforcement hasn't. Like, this is what kills me about this. I agree. He was old enough, like if he was old enough to decline medical care, I get that. But if he was unresponsive, how did he decline? We don't know. That's why I say I'm like I just can't wrap my head around. I can't. It's this story keeps giving. My thing is the why behind this. Why? This is allegedly Janie, not the lady over there. Okay? And by the way, look at this. Other people have been taking pictures. People have been saying different things. Other pictures. Another picture of Janie and Rudy. Janie in the black shades right there. Rudy's on the bottom. Okay? I believe this was his brother's funeral. There's something wrong here. And she did not want to show her face. Keep that in mind. Let me see if I can find the other, and I'm trying to be very careful about what I post. These were the pictures. These were the pictures that she released of him in the hospital. People are saying these are fake. We don't know if he was at the hospital. Law enforcement hasn't confirmed that. Nothing has been confirmed. Keep that in mind. Okay? Another picture of Janie. All right. This is just sad, sad. Here's a picture of Rudy back in 2012 at the hospital. Some of this is just not making sense. There's other reports in there. People have been pulling just what she has been doing. This is not her. This is not Janie. She's been using the stock photo. Oh my goodness, yo. Here she is again. This is the photo that we know of her because she's with family. And allegedly family confirmed this is her. He was at the hospital a lot. That's what they say. That's what I heard too. None of this is making any freaking sense. And she has not shown her face. Shout out to the Facebook group. Whoo wee. Nothing has been confirmed. Absolutely. Guys, I'm going to let y'all go. If you're part of the replay crew, thank you. Make sure you're hitting that like button. If you guys enjoyed this commentary, make sure you're hitting the like button. If y'all want me to review this again, make sure you're hitting the like button, please. Thank you. It was a lot. If there's more information, I hope today is supposed to be an interview. I hope that it does happen, and we get some more information. There needs to be, I need law enforcement to give a statement. I need somebody to give a statement. Thank you for subbing up, my love. Thank you. Somebody needs to give a statement. The community is owed something at this point, right? And it needs to come directly from law enforcement, especially now that there's inconsistencies with the neighbors. There's alleged family members coming out on Facebook saying this lady is a fraud. Resources were taken away, and more importantly, this young man has a life that he needs to, like, I would imagine, we don't know what trauma he's been through, if he's been through what he's been through. This is some mommy dearest stuff, yo. Like, this is too much. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys have a great one. Make sure you check us out later because we're going to give a little Lexi Treviso update. Rabbits out.